As always, please retry the question before watching the video. There's only one thing you need to know to be able to answer this. If you don't know the answer, add it to your cheat sheet, master it, and go back 5 before continuing in the video. What is the WTD for all understanding questions? The WTD, the what to do, is be as literal as possible. All right, an understanding question is one where it's actually asking a question, and these are not just prompts like the others. Prompts just stay the identical wording every time that you have them. If it's actually asking you a question, then that is going to be about the context. It's not about the grammar. And so you are actually having to deal with content of the passage. These are understanding questions. With that in mind, let's go ahead and try number 44. We're going to be as literal as possible. And these are so simple when you're doing them, these literal questions. Which choice most clearly indicates the enthusiasm people had for Banksy's art? So debated is not enthusiasm. I mean, yeah, you might be debating it if it was enthusiasm, but it's going to be much more obvious than that. Clamored, that is enthusiasm. They clamored for it. They wanted more. They clamored for it. That is certainly going to be a right answer, but we're going to check the others just to make sure. Blustered, I don't even know what that means. If ever there are answers that you don't know what they mean, then they're probably not the answer. They love to put answers that nobody knows what they mean so that you doubt your answer, but those are just trick answers. Don't choose them. And asked. All right. Asked is, better than the others, but it does not show any enthusiasm where clamor does. And so the only answer that could possibly be right is answer G, and it makes perfect sense. So if that made sense to you, please go ahead and add it to your worksheet, put what you learned in the answer, and then continue on to the remaining literal questions that you miss on this test. If this is the final literals question you miss on this test, please go ahead and do the literals mastery until you get 10 questions correct in a row. And you should never be missing literals. This is the second easiest category on the test. There's something very simple that you're not understanding if you're still missing these. And so please make sure to do that mastery and it will eventually click.